This is a live stream. I just forgot to get the music going before I left. Alright. December 6th. Okay, I think December 6th is our next video. Okay. I don't really care. That's fine. I don't watch my videos, so I don't know why anybody else would. I am going to be painting my nails, so I will be painting my nails while we're going here. Go ahead and just get this hand. Just gonna go ahead and get this hand done. Actually, we'll leave the music going. Today, I am doing gold and a black, which I think is going to look really cool. I know I like this gold a lot. It's finally starting to get sunny out here, which means that the reflection off my nails is going to be amazing. Yeah, it's not that hard. It just, there's a liquid that you use to clean nail polish off with a cotton pad. A lot of people get their nails done professionally, so their nails don't, they don't get removed the way mine do. But since I do mine all at home, I just need a couple cotton pads and some acetone. Okay. This black is so good. There we go. All right, first coat. Okay, so now I can maybe do a little typing. Poisoning of the people of the United States. That's a very good question. Is your sister watching? Is Shad watching? Because I can show you the website that I've gotten a lot of my nail polishes from and show her some of the ones I have. I have this one. One of the nice things about this website is that it shows you how the polish looks on different skin colors. I really like this gold. This is what I just put on. I love shiny gold nail polish, so this is what I am wearing right now. I just put it on. That's one of my favorites. This is the first one I ever had. And this one is, it's like wearing an opal on your nails. So I've had some I have a lot of these polishes. I have a lot of polishes. I have this one, which is magnetic. It looks like that. So I have a lot of, some people would say too many nail polishes. I have, I think it's bitten or cursed maybe. No, that's a black one. I have this one. This is really beautiful red. So I don't know. Yeah, I think we call them. Let me see if I can translate. Does that mean what I said it means? I just put it in Google Translate, so I'm hoping that it was right. Oh, that translated into Farsi. There we go. Those languages look very similar to me written. No, I think that just did the same thing again. One moment. There. Anyway, holographic. Trying to think. What else do I have? I have, I've been wearing this one recently. This one's really beautiful. This is what I had on before what I'm wearing now. This blue pink. Anyway, I really like these nail polishes. I have a lot of them. They're really pretty. So now I need to wait for my nails to dry so that I can add my second coat, and then I'll do my other hand. Well, I don't know if they ship to Egypt, but if Shad wants to look at the website and just look at the polishes and see what kind of colors and options there are, that's the website that I have been getting my polishes from. That's this one here. What else do I have? I have this one, which is kind of a gold and black. I have, let's see, I have this one. I wore this one for my wedding. So I enjoy my nail polishes. I'm gonna play some Hitman today. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of gaming, but not for right now. Right now we're gonna see what this is about.
Well, good presentation that we are about to have is going to be very crucial. It's very setting. It's way overdue, all right? Because we're going to have a teaching today on what the governments on all levels, I'm talking federal, state, county, township, are failing to tell the people on city governments, town governments, as to what is taking place against them and their families. You know, poison is a very powerful word. And I want to tell you how powerful it is. Because poison does not know or recognize color. It does not recognize gender. It does not recognize race or species or animals or anything else.
Yeah. If your parents don't want you to do it, you probably should wait until you're a little bit older and then they decide it's okay. I didn't start putting my polish on my nails until I was grown. So I have only been doing it for a few years now, which is a long time, I guess, to be doing nail polish, especially for a guy. But I like it. You know, like I said, obviously you have to listen to your parents. You know, you live at home. They are in charge of you, and they get to decide, you know, how you dress and how you are allowed to represent their family, right? Because when you go out, you are not just representing you, right? You represent your whole family. So they want you to represent the family well. But when you get older, you can make those decisions for yourself. And I don't think it's a bad way to represent your family to be a boy who paints his nails, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Some people do. They're allowed to think that. You know, you can think what you want, but I don't agree with them. I think it's much more useful for people to be willing to show their individuality and say, hey, I know that not everybody is doing this thing that I like, but I like it. I like how it looks. I like how it feels. I like how it, I don't know, tastes, right? You're making weird food. Just because other people don't like it or because other people think it's weird or unusual doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean you're wrong to do it. You know, you're allowed. Right now, you're not allowed because your parents have said no. But later, when you make your own decisions for everything in your life, you get to say, do I want to be a guy who paints his nails? Do I think that I would like how that looks on me? And if you do, then you can do it. Yep, I understand what Shad is saying, and there is certainly some of that in American society too. But I am not too worried if other people think I am not very manly, because I am bigger than most of those people. You know, you can talk about my nails, but I'm pretty large, and most people don't hassle me about it. And a lot of people like it. I get a lot of compliments. So this is what 2 coats looks like. Very, very shiny. I am not perfect with applying it on my nails and not getting it on my fingers. I just peel it off later. It's fine. So that's one hand done. I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and then I'll do my other hand.
Poison does 2 things to people. It maims people in one way or another. It could be psychological, mental. It could be brain damaging. It could damage your heart, your lungs, or whatever else.
True.
And it kills. It destroys. Now, there's 2 massive drug epidemics that's taking place in the United States and throughout throughout the world in many places at this time.
Well, is Shad older than you or younger than you, Sharif? I don't know if we have established that. You don't need to. Well, if people are being unkind to people that they shouldn't be unkind to, then I think it is okay to have a problem with it. I don't think you need to totally, reject your community or reject what you have been told or taught just because, some people are kind of conservative. I don't think that. But I do think, you can look at me or you can look at some other famous person who has, a guy who has painted nails, right? I showed you a couple of professional athletes in the U.S. who have painted nails. Okay. If you look at those men and you can say, hey, well, look, they are big, strong men doing big, strong man things. They have, they're living a life the way you would expect a man to live his life. And the only thing is that they paint their nails. Well, is painting your nails, does that affect how you are living your life? Right? I again, I've said this before. I'm not particularly religious at this point in my life. But nowhere does it say that you can't be a good Christian if you paint your nails, right? That's not in the Bible. Apologies to your mother. I still have not read the Quran. But I also don't think there is anything in the Quran that says you can't paint your nails. I think that's probably, I could be wrong. Again, I haven't read it, so it may have addressed that. But it's really just a decoration, right? It's not. It doesn't say anything about your heart or about your spirit or what you believe if you put polish on your nails or if you wear an earring or if you do wear makeup or don't wear makeup, right? Obviously, different, what's the word I'm looking for here? Different philosophies of faith are more and less conservative. So there are some people in the Christian world that would say that because I have polish on my nails and I have long hair, I am looking like a woman. And you're not supposed to do that. That's ungodly. But I don't think I am going to be confused for a woman by anybody. I don't think, despite the fact that I have pretty nails and long hair, I don't think I look like a woman. I think I look like a linebacker with long hair. Right? So to me, there's a verse in the Bible where Jesus is talking to the religious leaders, to the imams, right, to the Pharisees. And he says, you clean the outside of the cup. You guys, you take the cup, right, the dirty, filthy drinking cup that you've been drinking out of. You take the cup and you clean the outside of it, and you make the outside look nice and clean and shiny. But you don't do anything about the inside of the cup. And so the inside of the cup is still full of old, moldy, orange juice or whatever it is that you drink, chocolate milk, kefir, right? It's full of old yogurt or something. So you make it look nice on the outside, but the inside is what really matters. The inside part is where you're going to get sick, right? If you drink something that's bad, that'll make you sick. So what you should do is you should clean the inside first. And then it doesn't matter so much what the outside looks like, right? If your heart is pure, if you want to honor God, or you want to honor your family, or you want to honor your friends, right? Whatever it is. If your heart is good and your intentions are good, it doesn't really matter how you look, right? Because what matters is what you do. That's what I believe. Not everybody agrees with me. Some people think that appearance is very important. Certainly, both in Islam and in Christianity, there are very, very conservative elements that are very concerned with appearance and modesty, right? in so obviously you're familiar with traditional conservative wear in the Arabic world, but in the Christian world in America, look, these people, they don't look too different from people wearing a niqab, right? The head is covered, very modest. The men dress like this. You know, they all have beards. This is a religious community in the United States and elsewhere, not just in the United States, but this is another similar community, still pretty small, but again, you know, you see there all the women are wearing their bonnets, right? They're wearing their head coverings, and that's a big deal to them. That's a really big deal. It is not to me or in my community. My religious tradition, we didn't really do that. In India, the women cover their heads, you know, because traditionally you cover your head. So they all have their, in India, their pashminas is what the scarf is called. And so when we sit in church, when I've been in India, when we would sit in church, the women would sit on one side, the men would sit on the other side, and all of the women would have their scarves, their pashminas, and they would cover their heads during service with the pashmina. That's not something that we told them to do, and that's not something that we did in the church that I grew up in. We were not a head covering church, but it is a part of what I have seen in India, the Christian traditions in India. All of that to say, there are more and less conservative elements in each religious community. I am not a very conservative person by my nature. So I tend to think that complaining about nail polish is silly. Because what does this have to do with who I am or what I do as a person, right? This doesn't have anything to do with if I'm nice to old ladies or if I love my mama, right? This is just aesthetic. This is just expression of myself. I want to do this and I like how it looks. But it doesn't change how I live my life. But again, I understand that there are some communities where it is a much, much bigger deal. So I'm not trying to, I would disagree with that, but I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel like they're wrong. You know, I grew up in a world that was very focused on modesty. Not so much from me, because men are not generally required to be modest, but certainly from the girls that I grew up with, that was the era of the modest is hottest, for anybody that remembers that era. And I have no problems with people wanting to preserve their modesty or to say, hey, you know what? The only person who gets to know how I really look is my husband, because I want that to be special between us. I think that's fine. But I don't like it when it is used as a form of control. Right? That's kind of my big pushback against head covering laws, things like that. It just, when it is used to control women, I have a problem. I think anybody should be allowed to wear full burqa or niqab or whatever, wherever they are. Whatever country you are, I don't think it should be illegal, but I don't think that you should be forced by the old men to keep yourself secret for the old men. Right, but again, that is my probably somewhat culturally insensitive take on modesty laws. Almost done with this hand. What I really believe is keep yourself safe. And if you live somewhere where it would not be safe for you to oppose some of the current traditions or religious customs, really think about how willing you are to risk injury or losing access to your family or something before you start to push back against some outdated traditions. You're free to do what you like, but be careful. Are you the Sharif that is the brother Sharif here, or do you have another brother Sharif? Ooh, that's beautiful. That black is so nice. Well, and listen. Everybody does at least some judging based on appearance. Right? But I showed you this before. I don't think Shad has seen it. This will be, this is, I don't know, this might be Haram. But this guy, I worked with a girl who was a photographer for him. And does he look like not a man? Look at how big he is. I don't want that. He is a huge, huge person. And he looks like that. Do you think that he's not a man because he has long hair? Right? There are many, many cultures where men having long hair is traditional. Right? And there are some where it isn't. There are some traditions where women covering their heads are traditional, and there are some where it's not. Just because something is generally associated with one gender doesn't mean it has to be, I think that being confident and happy with yourself, I'm going to tell you this. You will still get made fun of. There will still be people who are mean to you, who are unkind, who say mean things. But if you are happy with how you are presenting yourself to the world, then who cares? Right? Again, you want to be respectful. You don't want to, cause... Because look, I think it's silly that people think boys can't paint their nails. But I also don't think it's worth having a huge fight with your family over. Right? This is maybe something that is not a big deal, and later you can do it. But right now, it's okay to keep the peace. But there are other things that might be really big deals to you, that might be worth saying, no, this is something that I think is important and not just fun. Well, it is unfortunate that people judge on appearance. And so since you know that, right, both of you, since you know that people are going to judge based on how you look, even if it's not accurate, try not to judge other people based on how they look, right? Because you don't like it. And hey, that's the way that some people that I know have been treated because of how they look is not right. And I don't like that. And so you make sure that you don't do that, right? Just because someone looks different, has different colored hair, has the sort of piercings that I have, doesn't mean that they are not a kind person. Just because somebody is at the mosque, just because somebody regularly is part of religious services, they keep the 5 pillars, they do their prayers, Just because they do all those things doesn't mean they're a good person. Hopefully they are. You would hope that people who take the religious elements seriously, you would hope that they are good people. But just following the law does not make you a good person. It's about your heart, right? Why are you following the law? Are you following the law so that people will think you look good and they will want to honor you? Or are you following the law because you love/respect Allah so much that you want to honor him? And so that's how you live your life, isn't a way to honor God. This is important, right? That, to me, that is really important. Where your heart is. Right? You will do nice things for people that you care about, even if they didn't ask you to. Right? Because you want to, not because you're being told to. It's much nicer when somebody does a thing because they're thinking about you. Hey, I know it's hot outside, so I thought I'd bring you a cold drink, right? Some lemonade or whatever. As opposed to telling somebody to go get you a cold drink because you're hot, right? It feels different. So to me, intent. Intent is the big thing. All right, back to this boring unpleasantness.
One is an unlawful drug epidemic that the so-called color of law says is cocaine and heroin and opium and things like that that people buy.
Well, I appreciate that, Shad. Shukran. I haven't always had my hair long like this, and I won't always keep it long like this, but I can have it long like this, and I like it. So.
That are listed as unlawful, illegal. That make
Shiny.
young people addictive, and it screws their brains up and fries their brain, and it makes them.
Dzień dobry, Peter.
What's going on, and it harms them.
I just repainted my nails, mostly.
And then there's the so-called lawful poisoning of drugs.
Pharmaceuticals. He's going to be talking about drugs that doctors give you. Because I like it. I think it looks good. And my wife also likes it. So that's why I like it.
Which you can call fluoride, and you can also call vaccines. Today, we understand what the unlawful drugs are, all right? And people who use these are penalized, and they're put in prison if they are caught. The trouble is, if they catch everyone, we'll only have probably half the Senate and Congress and lose half the judges.
Thank you, Sharif. I am glad that both of you like my nails. I think if I spent any time in Egypt, I would probably not paint them out of respect to the people who would be bothered by it. Because here's the way I think about the world, okay? I'm in America, okay? So whatever I do here, this is where I live. I can do what I want. People don't have to like it. People can be mean about it, or they can like it. It's not against the law. This is where I live. I can do what I want. But if I'm visiting somebody else's country and they have certain cultural things that they disapprove of, right? When I was in India, we didn't do anything with our left hand because the left hand is haram, right? Left hand is unclean. So that's the sort of thing that we try to know before we visit people, so that we don't cause trouble, right? So if I was in a country where this is not accepted, then I would not do it for the time period that I was in that country. Peter, truer words have never been spoken. Religions, and mostly, not always, but mostly, religions put women at the very back of the line. Men, you get to be special and important, and you get to have authority, and you get to tell people what to do. And women, you just have to stand back there and let men tell you what to do. You don't get to do anything for yourself. You don't get to have aspirations. Your job is to be a wife and have kids and do whatever your husband tells you to do. I personally do not believe in that sort of relationship between men and women. Obviously, different groups of people have different opinions, and if you are a woman and that's the kind of life you want to have, where you just get to be a wife and a mother, and that's totally a fine thing to be. My mom was a wife and a mother. She stayed at home while my sister and I were in school, and she didn't work. But she wanted to stay home. She wanted to be a mother. That's how she wanted to spend her time. If you want to work and you're not allowed to, that's when I start to be bothered. I don't like that. Yes, go pray. Go pray. I will still be here. And Peter, I do think, although I keep saying it, but I am not religious at this point in my life. I grew up very, very religious, and I no longer am. I don't think religion is bad, right? I'm not somebody that thinks that we should just get rid of all religion, because I think there is value to it, and I think it gives people a real sense of meaning and purpose in their life, and it can be very positive for the way people choose to live, right? I am going to choose to be kinder and more generous and more thoughtful, because that's what I think God, whatever God it is, that's what I think God wants me to do. And I think there can be many beautiful things that come out of that. But I also think that Christianity has been bad for the world more than it has been good for the world. And that's kind of certainly that would not be a popular thing for me to say to people like my family or that I went to church with growing up, because there's a lot of mission work that gets done. You know, there are, you're in Poland. I know there are like Christian summer camps for kids that happen in Central and Eastern Europe, and there's mission work that goes on out there. There are some good things that come out of religion and Christianity specifically. That's the one that I can speak to, right? But you also had things like the Crusades, right? You had things like the slave trade. You have things like the domination of women by men, because it's what the Bible says, right? You have persecution of homosexuals and foreigners and unmarried people, unmarried women specifically. All of that is also part of religion and Christianity. And massive anti-Semitism and persecution of Jewish people, that's a big part of Christianity. And you can't ignore that. And I don't think that if you weighed up the good that has been done in the name of the Lord versus the evil that has been done in the name of the Lord, I don't think the good outweighs the evil at this point. And I could be wrong, right? There are going to be people who complain about this and who disagree with me. But that is my opinion. It's unfortunate, because I know a lot of really committed Christians. I know a lot of people who are really serious and really thoughtful. But yeah, I don't think they outweigh the bad that has been done by just megachurch preachers at this point, right? Just them, I think.
But today we're going to go for the drugs that are killing and harming our people, of which are supported and backed up by government.
Mm-hmm.
And by the vast majority of the medical profession, the doctors and things like that. This is an extremely important presentation of truth in the name of Yahweh Christ. You know, the Father said in the end days there would be what? There would be violence and famine. Is this correct? And what else? There would be plagues, didn't he, in the land? So we're going to be talking in the portion of plagues today. And I'm sure you're going to be well.
Okay, so I think it's going to be talking about Ebola.
Massive
Oh.
autism and other sicknesses that are so prevalent in the land, of which then the petrochemical companies create a drug, another drug, to put in the body to counterinfect.
Video dropped on me.
That, then they need a drug to counterinfect that. And that's why the whole country and the whole world is drugged.
Vaccines do not cause autism for the 1,000,000th time.
Teaching today and our presentation today is entitled "The Poisoning of the People in the United States." But we will today expand the United States worldwide, especially in the white European nations of the world, because we are the lost sheep of the man called Israel. We are the chosen people. We are the ecclesia. We are the covenant people.
What he's saying here is wrong, but kind of right. Christians. That's what the Bible says. Christians are the chosen people. If you choose to follow God, then congratulations, you are in. That's what the New Testament says. That's not what Jim says, but it's in the New Testament.
Of our Father, flesh, bone, blood, and spirit. All right? I'm Dr. James P. Wexler.
Not a doctor.
P.O. Box 308, Linwood, Michigan, 48634. My blog site is Dr. James P. Wickstrom at gmail.com.
That's his email address.
Arcodius of YouTube, and those of you that will be in Arcodius from all over the world, I'd like to welcome you here also to this presentation. And it's Saturday, December 6th, 2014. You know, our people, it's come to the point where our people have got to stop blindly trusting what their government tells them. They have got to
Agreed.
stop blindly following what a doctor tells them without getting, for example, a second or third opinion.
Sort of agreed.
And they themselves have to start going into search engines on their computers, because most households have a computer now.
That's true.
Where when drugs or different prescriptions are to be given to their children or whatever, they should go in and see what these things are really going to do and the side effects that's taking place against our people. Father Yahweh said you're not to be putting this foreign garbage and deadly poison in your body. You're to remain pure, for he is pure. And he said, I have given you the herbs for the healings of the nations of Jacob Israel. All right?
That's right, guys. When you get cancer, it's lavender and turmeric. And that's it. That's all you get. What's the...
healings of the nations of Jacob Israel. I have given you the herbs for the healings.
Well, that so far is not showing up for me, so... Genesis 129? Was that what he's talking about? Nope. It's not the Genesis verse. Revelation, I think. Oh, OBS disconnected. I think he's talking about Revelation 22. The very last chapter in the very last book.
Israel. All right? So, you recall my last presentation lecture. I talked about the stupid virus that has been found. The follow-up going into this now is going to be what that stupid virus, what caused that stupid virus, all right? And of course, you've seen that on my last presentation, the stupid virus. Out of Real Science, naturalnews.com.
Wow.
Almost half the population,
Natural News.
this is in the United States, may be infected with a mysterious virus that makes people stupid. Now you think that's funny, but we'll see how funny it is as we get into this.
I don't think it's funny.
All right, it comes from November 11, if you recall, out of Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, naturalnews.com.
This is notable. So Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, is a big Alex Jones guy and has been for decades at this point. So it is noticeable that Jim is sort of shouting him out. Almost done with the second coat. One of the nice things about this polish is that it really only needs 2 coats. Pretty much every polish I've ever gotten from ILNP, two coats is enough, which is very, very nice. The black, I could probably get away with just 1 coat, to be perfectly honest. But I really like my nails to have like a deep, rich shine. So I prefer to go with 2 coats. Since I can do 2 coats. Okay, so now all that's left is to do a clear coat.
Scientists at Johns Hopkins Medical School. stupid. And it has so far been found in about 45% of the people tested in the United States. The discovery of the stupid virus, normally found in algae, was revealed at the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. The study entitled Chlorovirus ATCV-1 is associated with changes in cognitive functions in humans and mice. The rather shocking takeaway from this study is that the virus alters the gene expression of brain cells. Remember this, please. It alters the gene expression of brain cells, literally making people perform more poorly on cognitive tests, visual processing, and spatial awareness.
Some people would call that spatial. Spatula awareness.
Right? You'll recall that was in my last presentation. Is this correct?
Yep.
All right. So I had to present that to you for those of you who haven't seen it. For those of you who want to see the total presentation on this, you can go to Arcodius, ARCODEAUS on YouTube and watch it 24/7, 365 days a year. It is there for you. It's for your higher understanding, better understanding, all right, to take you into a higher level of consciousness of what is being done and what is taking place against you, all right? But now we're going to further into that stupid virus. And we are going to take a good look at why there is a stupid virus, what is causing it, that your doctors and your highly specific nurses, and bless their heart, a lot of nurses are into a different form of healing. They believe in herbs and a lot of different things, all right? But they're under the so-called auspice of the doctors, you know the staff of life that comes up and they got a strap around it, strengthening it to death, all right? So we're going to go here now to an information source of May 24, 2014. How Harvard study confirms that
So this is just correlation. And China. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so something that people don't always understand is that fluoride is in the water already in a lot of places. Right. So this also doesn't study any other factors that could be contributing. Right. Anyway, that's probably enough in-depth coverage of that.
Fluoride reduces children's IQ or intelligence. Now you better lock on to this. Oh, I know your dentist says, oh, you gotta have fluoride, it won't harm your children. But you better understand what kind of fluoride you're working with here. And it's not only am I going into the dental profession here, we're going to talk about the fluoride that's in your drinking water and that has been there for a long time.
Yep.
So we see here in the Harvard study how the fluoride reduces children's IQs. Here we have some students sitting at their desk here, and it says by Dr. Mercola, please. A recently published Harvard University meta-analysis funded by the National Institutes of Health, the NIH, has concluded that children who live...
Oh, Dr. Mercola is a crazy person, by the way. Natural health. He's opposed to vaccination. So, this guy. This guy sucks.
areas with highly fluoridated water
Fluoridated.
significantly lower IQ scores than those who live in low fluoride areas. Well, then we could also go into a little more depth. And how about they have significantly lower IQ scores than those who live in the rural areas that have their own water wells with no fluoride in it. Now think about what I'm saying here. Now in the 32-page report that can be downloaded free A recent report from the United States National Research Council, the NRC, of 2006, concluded that adverse effects of high fluoride concentration in drinking water may be of concern, and that additional research is warranted.
Just a reminder that the high levels that we're talking about here are over at least 1 milligram per liter, I believe, which is 50% above the U.S. theoretical upper limit.
Fluoride may cause neurotoxicity in laboratory animals, including effects on learning and memory. And to summarize the available literature, we performed a systematic review of meta-analysis of published studies on increased fluoride exposure in drinking water and the neurodevelopmental delays it has with everybody, including the youth. Now keep in mind now, we're talking about the stupid virus here. All the things that they said the stupid virus does, all right, out of John Hopkins, I want you to listen very carefully what I'm going to be telling you today. And the city managers and your mayors of your cities and that, or whoever is in charge of your water supply, you had best get in touch with them and tell them to take the fluoride out of your drinking water. Well, let's continue, please, all right? I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because we are talking about a poison substance today that does not...
I'm telling you. So I have I've mentioned this previously, but there is research indicating that fluoride levels above 1 milligram a liter can have adverse effects on humans, which is a problem in China where they have high levels of naturally occurring fluoride. They actually have to work to take fluoride out of the water not because fluoride itself is dangerous for you, but because the amount of fluoride in the water already does not require them to add it, right? The US, our drinking water, is supposed to have an upper bound of 0.7 milligrams of fluoride per liter. So 50% lower than the study indicated was the level at which you started to see problems. And also, the study did not, well, the study that he's talking about, this meta-analysis, the studies that they're referencing, they were not accounting for other contributing factors, right? They weren't accounting for things like lead exposure, arsenic. You know, there are other things that could cause people to be developmentally delayed or handicapped that were not checked for in this meta-analysis. But it certainly is popular when you get to say Harvard science study says that fluoride is dangerous. And the guy who wrote the article is this guy, Dr. Mercola, who sucks huge ass. He is one of the worst. He is like the health ranger. He's opposed to vaccination, pro-homeopathy, chief spreader of coronavirus misinformation. He's been on Dr. Oz. What do you know? Anyway, this guy sucks. But totally makes sense. Rachel Morin. God. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are terrible. So anyway, what are we talking about, right? That's what we're talking about. Here's a link to, I'm including this in the post. But here's what I was talking about. Many regions in China have naturally high fluoride concentrations that are substantially above 1 milligram a liter. And in the US, we are recommended to have 0.7 milligrams per liter. So we're talking 50 to 80% higher levels of fluoride in the water naturally occurring. You will sometimes hear people say, hey, China, they know that fluoride's bad for you. They're taking fluoride out of the water in China because they have tried to do that. There are efforts to reduce the fluoridation, but this is why context matters, because the context is they have too much fluoride already. They have too much. They're trying to get rid of some of it to get it back to a healthy level. It's very frustrating. I actually learned this specific information from Knowledge Fight because they had somebody else on talking about fluoride, and Dan went and did a bunch of research. So I already knew this, but I found the study to back up my knowledge. I'm going to play Hitman in a minute. That's coming next.
It does not, as I said, recognize gender. It will
Kind of funny that he's not into the race-specific bioweapons yet.
maim and destroy. Let us continue. We specifically targeted studies carried out in rural China that have not been widely disseminated to the world.
They said, we have mostly done studies in rural China.
Thus, complementing the studies that have been included in previous reviews and risk assessment reports. Findings from our meta-analysis of 27 studies published over 22 years suggest an inverse association between high fluoride exposure and children's intelligence. The results suggest that fluoride may be a developmental neurotoxin that affects
Close.
brain development at exposures much below those that can cause toxicity in adults. But it'll still phase adults, though.
Oh yeah, it'll still hurt you if you're an adult. Don't worry. Be scared. Remember to be scared even if you're a grown-up. But be more scared for our beautiful children.
It will still affect adults.
Don't worry about the black children in Flint who have high levels of lead in their drinking water and elsewhere, not just Flint. Flint just being the sort of poster child for leaded drinking water. Don't worry about those children because most of them are black and we don't care. Just think about our beautiful white children.
Because it is still a form of poison in your drinking water. A poison.
There's a Circus Survive song, I believe, called The Only Difference Between Medication and Poison is the Dosage. Deep.
That your government say is okay for you to drink. Now this is very contrary to what is right.
I agree with that.
What is wrong.
Wait.
All right?
It's taken a superposition of being contrary to what is both right and wrong. And when the waveform collapses, it could destroy the universe.
What is right. Drink.
I don't think that actually makes any sense in sci-fi terms.
Now this is very contrary to what is right. This is very contrary to what is wrong. All right? Now let us continue here. And this is very important. Don't go away. Don't leave me.
Don't leave me.
Because if you love your children, your wife, your husband, you love your cousins, your nephews,
I hate my children, those little freeloaders. Goddamn little scumbags.
your nieces, your mom and pop, and your grandmas and grand, don't leave me. If you love yourself, don't leave me, please. And you're not going to find this information on CNBC or
Again, this desperate appeal to credible news sources, right? Alex does this all the time. Most right-wingers do this because they know that the stuff they are referencing is crazy. They know that the sources they are pulling from are not credible. They know it. Even if they don't want to admit it, they know that if you bring up a fucking Health Ranger article people are going to laugh at you, right? Because it's not credible. So that's why you need, although you constantly, Alex Jones, although you constantly attack the credibility of the mainstream media, you know, they're all liars, they're all in the pocket of big government, they're all being paid, or in the words of, you know, Wickstrom, they're all Jewish and communists, right? You work really hard to impeach their credibility with your audience. Don't trust them. They don't know anything. You got to trust alternative media because they're not controlled. But if an article does get into the New York Times or does get into the Washington Post or does make it on CNN, they will say, see, even the mainstream media can't ignore it, right? Because they need that credibility boost. They don't respect Harvard. He absolutely doesn't respect Harvard. But because most people respect Harvard, because they're not lunatics, well, let me rephrase that. Most people respect Harvard because Harvard is widely considered to be credible in the way they do research. Because a lot of people trust Harvard. Being able to associate your bullshit with Harvard cements it in people's minds as like, oh, it's real. It's not just our fringe people saying it. It's real because actual scientists are saying it. Even though generally when this sort of thing happens, you can do some digging and it's like, oh, it's an opinion piece. Or, oh, this was a study that got discredited almost immediately. Or, oh, this is a quote from somebody that's been taken completely out of context. But again, you lean on that credibility because you don't have any of your own. As much as you try to make the mainstream not credible to your audience. I mean, even Fox now is starting to get a little bit of the taste of that, being Fox is too left wing, right? They're not quite crazy enough. It's annoying, right? Because it's like you expect me to treat both of these sources with equal weight, and I absolutely am not going to. I have had this fight with my parents, like specifically my dad. My mom is a little better about it, but my dad will bring something from the Drudge Report, you know, and it's like, well, okay, what's your source for this claim that you're making? All trans people are pedophiles. What's your source for that? Right? Because I have sources that disagree with your sources, and my sources tend to be from more, you know, rigorous institutions than some guy's blog or whatever. Groomers. My dad kind of fell into the groomers narrative a little bit, and then we moved past that. But anyway, it's really frustrating to see people be like, hey, why you got your sources, I got my sources. Why don't you like my source? Because your sources are full of bullshit. They're easily disprovable. That's why I don't trust your sources. But I don't trust your sources. Why not? Well, because they make me feel bad. Well, maybe that's your problem.
CNN, Communist News Network, or Fox News, you are not going to find...
See, this is 2014, and he's taking a shot at Fox for not being open-minded enough. He only had to wait a few years for Tucker to really start leaning in, because Fox News is easily on the anti-vax side of the aisle at this point, but...
Inflammation. Let us continue. Serum fluoride concentrations associated with high intakes
in like
may exceed
10 or 15 minutes... Ah, boy, this is going to be rough. In like 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to get some coffee and play Hitman. I am doing a very stupid kill everyone challenge where I throw everybody off a building. So it will be tedious. But that I'm going to get to that in a few minutes.
milligrams or 50 SMOLs, thus more than 1,000 times the levels of some other neurotoxins that cause neurodevelopment damage. Can you imagine this?
Exceeding 1 milligram per liter.
The plausibility of our findings, rats exposed to 5 parts per million,
1 part per million.
1 to 1 parts per million of water fluoride for 1
Alternations.
and increased levels of aluminum in brain tissue compared with controls. And they've already told you that Alzheimer's is contributed to aluminum. They tell you openly, get rid of your aluminum cooking pots and pans. Get rid of them because when you put...
This could be true. I've never heard it. But we'll look it up. Aluminum has not been found to be a direct cause of Alzheimer's disease. So, no. Does not appear to be the case. Again, is it potentially possible that there could be a correlation? In the sense of like online multiplayer, I think there is one mode maybe that you can do multiplayer, but no, it's pretty much it's an always online game, but it is not online multiplayer.
Water in aluminum pans, and you boil water, it takes the toxicity of the aluminum off the pans, put it in the water, in your food, and thus they have said over the years now they're recognizing that aluminum is a great cause of Alzheimer's. Let us continue. In conclusion, our reports support the possibility of adverse effects on fluoride exposures on children's neurodevelopment. Future research should formally evaluate dose-response relations based on individual level measures of exposure over time, including more precise prenatal exposure assessment and more extensive standardized measures of neurobehavioral performance, in addition to improving assessments and control of potential.
Oh, yesterday he was talking about how they found this big old carving, which seems to be real. It's called the Chigir idol, which we can look it up here. And the Chigir idol, rather. This appears to be real. It's cool. As far as we know, it is the oldest wooden sculpture in existence. Dates back to 10,000 BCE, something like that. They found it in a peat bog, which peat bogs are the real MVPs of like archaeology, because they preserve stuff incredibly well. Anyway, fished it out of a peat bog. The only reason I mention that is because every time he says peat bog, he says blog, and Jim's got Tumblr on the brain in 2014. That's where he gets all his porn. I think 2014 was before the porn ban, and then after, like 2018. Anyway, I think this is cool. This is a cool artifact, absolutely, assuming it's real, which it does seem to be. All right, again, I take this stuff with a real large grain of salt when we're getting Russian discoveries. I just am suspicious of that, because so many of the things that he has brought up that were Russian were not real. But there is an article here from Science. So I am willing to accept that this is actually an artifact that you could go see, right? He brings up the Dashka stone as something that you could go see. No, you can't. It's not real. As far as I know, there's only one picture of it, and they just crop it and rotate it to make it look like you're getting different angles. But anyway, that's not real. So yes, I am suspicious when it's like, oh, Russian and Chinese scientists are saying this is true. Well, do they exist? Russian scientists said there were 37 pyramids underground in Crimea, but those aren't real. So anyway, that's interesting. The only reason I bring that up is because he kept calling it a Pete blog, and I think that's really funny. Yeah, okay, 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go make coffee, and then I'm going to come back and play Hitman. Also, I'm not even engaging with the IQ. IQ is not scientific. Certainly, intellectual capability, developmental issues, right? Certainly, there are people who are intellectually disabled, but like IQ is not really a thing. So I'm not even engaging with that in this because it's not really the point. And there are certainly things that can be in the water that can affect your intellectual development. So that would be splitting hairs that don't need to be split, right? Because the general claims are accurate. Well, they're not, but the general claims that there can be things in the water that can hurt your intellectual development are accurate. So I'm going to just leave that alone. But fluoride in the US is not causing problems. Fluoride in China may be causing problems because they have too much of it in the water above healthy levels. But the studies that this is referring to did not do a very good job of accounting for other factors that could cause people to be intellectually delayed. Anyway, this is just shockingly, I know all the other stuff we've talked about has been just real and accurate, like hard data, factual, but this one does not seem to be legit.
And brain damage. This is extremely important.
Maybe that's why Jim is the way he is. Yeah, he does.
Knows no color or gender or age. It just maims and destroys. Let us continue.
He hasn't talked about SSRIs yet.
Studies have repeatedly linked fluoride to reduced IQ and brain damage. There are so many scientific studies showing
so many
direct toxic effects of fluoride on your body. It's truly remarkable that it's not considered a scientific consensus by now.
Consensus. I mean, okay, there's so many studies. How many? How many studies are there? How many studies are there suggesting that fluoride isn't dangerous? Or isn't dangerous under certain levels? Or is more useful for preventing tooth decay than the potential side effects? Because there's studies on that too, right? This is, again, it doesn't really take a lot of brain power to ask some simple questions. It just doesn't, right? People make a claim. There are so many. How many? Well, there's a lot. Okay, show me some, right? Go prove it to me. You said there's a lot, so it should be easy. That it should be scientific consensus. So it should be like more than 70% of all articles that are coming out, all the studies that are being done on fluoride, most of them, since it should be consensus, most of them should show the same thing. So show me that, right? That doesn't require you to have a degree in chemistry. I am just forcing you to back up the claims that you're making. You have made this claim, prove it to me. If you can back it up, then I will accept it. And if you can't, then I will not accept it, right? I think that is simple and reasonable. And open-minded. I was talking about this yesterday. Open-minded does not mean you believe the things that people tell you. It just means that you are willing to engage with other people's ideas honestly, right? I am willing to listen to you say the thing you believe, and then I will compare it to available evidence, and I will make my decision based on that. Not, well, you told me a thing, and for me to be open-minded, I have to agree with you. That's not what it means. It does not mean that you have to agree with nonsense. It just means that you are willing to entertain people's ideas or theories or whatever in a fair manner and say, I will treat this with respect until we get to, finding out if it's real or not. And then I'll treat it with disrespect. Right? I do not engage with flat earthers, but most other stuff, I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance to try and make your case, and you're gonna have to make a case that is stronger than my case, and we'll see.
Despite the evidence against it, fluoride is still added to 70% of all the United States public drinking water supplies, as well as other nations in the world. It makes people docile. It makes them less intelligent. And what does a corrupt government do? A corrupt government wants a docile population that won't wake up to how they're being robbed and their rights and liberties are being stolen from them. They will take the aggressiveness away from the people to react to protect their liberties and freedom. And
men aren't men anymore. That's what he's saying. I think I'm probably about done with Jim for the day, and I will go make coffee and come back and do some Hitman. I agree that flat earthers are funny. It is a funny thing to try and make it real, because it is so obviously not real, and it is so ludicrous. But to a degree, flat earthers are at least trying to do real science. It's wrong and dumb, but they are trying to do, here's my observation. I observe that I can't see the curvature of the earth. Therefore, the earth must not be curved, right? It's flawed, but it is sort of fundamental deductive reasoning. It's just that they don't do anything productive with it. They just go, and why? I also don't understand the point of the conspiracy, right? Some conspiracies I understand, and I'm sure they have reasons why they believe the earth is flat and why it's being concealed from us, but I don't know why. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. The government is trying to conceal that the world is flat from you because they're trying to sell globes. The government is really invested in the globe market, and if the world proves to be flat, then they're going to go out of business. I don't know. That is that's not compelling to me. Okay, I'm going to put on this Umru, and I'm going to go make coffee, and then I'll be back in a few minutes.
All of a sudden, Nani, I miss you. GG, I miss you. Duncan, I miss you. Like I should've all of a sudden, I should've listened. They told me don't blink and I missed it. Now I think about you while I'm sitting. I feel selfish in my head itching. You said you didn't trust me. Really it's you didn't love me. Looking back on the shit and it's funny. I had love for you and your money. All of a sudden, changing my hand, I don't have no money. No weed, I'm a good dummy. No steak sitting in my tummy. All of a sudden, this shit ain't fun. On the phone to the G's like they could be gone. So tell him we love him. That's my best mate, man, I love him. And I'm tryna go hard this summer. With a gang, I don't feel a fuck up. Cause the troops tell me that I'm someone. You know, onto the crew, boys, shut up. You're a runt and we smoke blunts. When I fuck with you when I attack me, held on my hand, here's my family. Take a shot, hit the off my black beat. In the club, chilling with a bad beat. And she pretty, but I'm young math though. It's a long way, it's a fact though. Take the ski money for the back now. Off to the bar, I'm inside though. Nanny, I miss you. Gigi, I miss you. Duncan, I miss you. Like I should've all of a sudden, I should've listened. They told me don't blink and I missed it. Now I think about you while I'm sitting. I feel selfish in my head itching. Sudden, you said you didn't trust me. Really it's you didn't love me. Looking back on the shit and it's funny. I had love for you and your mom. All of a sudden, changing my hand, I don't have no money. No weed, I'm a good dummy. No steak sitting in my tummy. All of a sudden, this shit ain't funny. All of a sudden, this shit ain't funny.
Take ideas, run up out your mind. I'm feeling fine, I'm crying, smoking pine. تخش تفهمش تبلش تخربش تخش حد سامع شو بنحكي بتفهمش الناس شو بنحرف حتى لو كان كلام سليم بقرف العدو حكيم بس ما بتفرقش حتى لو كان حكيم وكل قرار سليم بالنهاية الجواب بيختلفش لن وبلوك على الأم أسأن وين انت احترت بالوصف يوم خنت خانك تعبير يوم خربشت في التقدير ترخيص الشد انقن بنحب الحرب حرفا يوم ندفك 10 نصير وقت الجد كل شي كبير How I did it, they can't even hack it. Out the scar just made me a basket. See the future, my cloud, my glasses. I'ma walk in this bitch like what happened. Heard they looking for me, but who asking? I'm the nigga ballin' with no practice. They be talking, tryna get reactions. What? You was him, I don't see that shit lashing. They try come in my lane and they crashing. Anywhere I might end up in Aspen. Call the play, niggas thought it was Madden. Who is he? We don't know, he a has-been. Who is you and who told you you valid? If I want it, bitch, I'ma go grab it. Knock off the cap before we knock your cap off. And we don't give no fucks at all. I ain't really tryna talk, it ain't back talk. How I do it, I was working my ass off. You was the man back then, took a bad fall. They was getting money, I ain't hate, I took my hat off. I tried to tell him I was talking to a brick wall. She said she loved me, I believed in her, the bitch gone. I'm the reason that they pissed off. Bitch, I'm not trying to kick it like kickball. If they ain't talking money, that's missed calls. I'm inside, but I still put that shit on. I ain't arguing, bro, let that stick talk. And they said I'm a GOAT, but I've been one. How I did it, they can't even hack it. Out the scar just made me a basket. See the future, my cloud, my glasses. I'ma walk in this bitch like what happened. Heard they looking for me, but who asking? I'm the nigga ballin' with no practice. They be talking, tryna get reactions.
I am back. I will be going off camera for gaming purposes. I'm doing a kill everyone challenge, and I am contemplating putting it up as its own video. So if I end up doing that, I think it would be better for it to be consistent from day to day. So I am just going to be off cam for this. That, okay. Now, so I support that. My partner and I are trying to plan a little trip for spring break / Valentine's Day, and we're thinking about Denver as an option. Oh, right, I was going to come over here and edit my stream details. Where that sort of thing is legal and encouraged. So there we go. I am all for it. Okay. I had a good autosave yesterday. So, here's what I'm doing. I'm playing Hitman 3. We're in Dubai. Okay. One of my favorite levels. I love Dubai. I think it's a beautiful level. And what we're doing is we are throwing everyone in Dubai off the building. Or down the elevator shafts. But everybody will be disposed of in the same way. Nobody will be killed. before I throw them down an elevator shaft or off of a building. This is going to be a very tedious run, but I think it could be fun. So far, it's been mostly fun, some frustrating, and a lot boring. Yeah, there are a lot of dispensaries in Denver and the Denver area, and I have been to several of them. All right. Real stuttery at the moment. Let me... I have been doing some pretty good work, but we still have a long way to go to get rid of everybody. I have cleared out the top few floors, which here... See, I want her to go bring me some guards. Go away. Bring me some guards. I'm not really sure why Hitman is having so much trouble for me right now, but it is. So I'm gonna try and free up a little bit of internet. I get like 400, 500 meg upload speeds. So I don't know why I ever have any issues, but I do sometimes have issues. So hopefully that'll help just a little bit. Smoothness. Anyway, you go ahead and get some guys with guns. My strat thus far is basically just try to kill all the people with guns first, so that then later I can wander around with impunity. Come on, come on. Come arrest me or something. There's an elevator shaft I am desperate for you to meet. Come on, buddy. Nope. No, hey. Weren't you coming after me? What is wrong with you? The AI on these guards sometimes is not very good. Okay, well, bonk. I'm getting a warning from YouTube that my video does not have enough data. Not sure what the problem is. I'm not dropping any frames at least. We're going with performance, and if that affects how the game looks a little bit, we can live with it. She's like, you again? Yeah, it's still me. I'm still here. Go get another guard. There are so many people I have to take out. It is going to take a while. Hey guys. Do I have an... Yeah, I have an unsilenced gun. Oh, gunshot. You better come get me. Oh, there's another gunshot. The target lockdown is going to take him in here. which is very convenient for me. Or at least it did last time. Hey, here I am. Come get some. I'm right here. I am literally right here. You are looking directly at me. There we go. Yeah, I'm suspicious. You better come talk to me. There we go. Bonk. And down he goes. Go and pick up his pistol. Oh boy, she's having a terrible day. She is just having a rough time. Yes, go away. Sorry, I've got a irritating notification. She is constantly running into me. I'm not doing anything to her, and then she's bailing. Come on, buddy. It says combat, so come get me. It is so boring to drag these people for like 45 seconds because you can never drag any faster. You can't sprint. You can't do anything while you're dragging bodies. And so I'm trying to cut down. Where did you think I went? These AIs. Oh, shoot. Good thing I got more crowbars. The one thing they weren't prepared for, more crowbars. It's Crowbar City over here. Goodbye. Oh, now she's going to get freaked out again. Now I'm dragging a body. Oh, no. Yeah. What do you know? The guy that's been here for 10 minutes dumping people down the elevator shaft is still here dumping people down the elevator shaft. Let me go ahead and recollect my crowbars. There are single-use crowbars in this game. If you play... let's see, it says combat. Okay, I am going to have to bonk this guy. Yeah, if you play Freelancer, good night, there are single-use crowbars that show up in levels. It's a really interesting sort of gameplay change because you can get a permanent crowbar that you can always have it in your inventory, and the value of a crowbar is that you can open locked doors with it. Right? I mean, there are other values to a crowbar, but in Hitman, mostly the value is if you don't have a key, you can unlock a door with the crowbar. You can just force it open. So you can bring it into the level with you, or you can find on the map a rusty crowbar, which will break after one use, but it will allow you access to whatever doorway you need to get in. Or you can use it as a bonking tool and throw it at people's heads, but that's really not the optimal use because then you just sort of waste that crowbar. Oh man, again, lady, you gotta stop coming in here. Let's see how many... I'm gonna leave some of these pistols on the ground just in case I ever do need to come back in here and get myself some ammunition, because the way ammo works in this game is really strange. But okay, we've done a pretty good job of clearing out this area of guards. There are a lot of guards on this map. I was never good at Mario Kart. I have played it, I have a Switch, and I have played a good amount of Mario Kart. Alright, you know what? I'm tired of you. Just because you're in the way. Oh, hey, there's a guy. Don't mind me. I'm just coming up behind you. Man, where'd that guy go? I just don't know where he could have gone. This guy that has been killing guards left and right, where could he be? Bonk. That's where. I like Hitman because it allows me to be a very deliberate gamer, which is what I am. I often am partaking in a substance while I play. Yep, I'm still here. So it's not always useful to play games that require me to be super fast twitch. YouTube is still telling me that it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Is that true? No, my internet's fine. Run the speed test real quick. I have 150 meg upload. I don't know why YouTube is unhappy with me, but hopefully it's not hugely distracting. And it's just that YouTube is mad, and it's not actually that I'm having big problems. Okay, these people, it's time for them to go over the side. But maybe I can entice. Well, it's not that far. I'll just drag them. Bonk, bonk. Come with me. Okay. Rough day at work, but at least you will not feel it when you fall 100 and something feet, 1,000 feet. Goodbye. Oh, there she goes. You can kind of see it in the bottom corner. Let's get this one next. If I ever decide to post this, it will need to be edited substantially. And likely by somebody not named me. Because I do not have the patience to do that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just because there's so much slow walking and dragging that would need to be edited out. I'm getting rid of everybody. This is a kill everybody challenge, but I am doing it in a unique way that, as far as I know, has not been done. I saw a comment on a YouTube channel that I like, Scottish guy named Big Mooney. And he does a lot of Hitman content. He has done enough Hitman content that there are references to him in the game. And he does a lot of kill everyone challenges. And he'll do variations of the kill everyone challenge where he does it in different ways. Somebody left a comment asking him to do one where he throws everybody off of the building in Dubai, which he never has done. But I thought it might be a fun idea. And I really enjoy this map. I think it's really pretty. So I decided I would do it. And that's how we have gotten to the point that we are currently. I have done kill everyone's on Dubai before. Goodbye. I've done them on several maps, but this is really the only one where the throw everybody off the building approach is really viable. Hey, there's my target. Because most maps don't have a giant building that you're on that you can throw people off of. I am having fun with it. I think it's pretty dumb, and I think it will be a lot more fun to watch as like a 25-minute video where somebody has edited all of this into a montage of me dragging bodies 50 yards, 100. I mean, look at this. This is the closest balcony that I can take this body to. And this is what I'm doing. This is the game today. Goodbye. So everybody up there I have taken out. There are a couple, I think there's a couple bodies I need to drag. But other than that, did they see a body fall maybe? They're all alerted. Yesterday I had a horrible... So when I quit streaming for the day, I was playing, I was doing this, and I panicked Marcus Stuyvesant, who is the last target on this map. Panicked him, sent him running, and I was like, perfect. This is going to be really funny. I'm just going to follow. I took all his guards out, so it was just him. I'm just going to follow him all the way to where he gets the parachute. One of the things that can happen in this map is you scare the bad guys, and Crowbar City population, that guy actually first, and then the guard. One of the exits is the bad guys will go to the very top of the building, and they'll get elevators. They will get parachutes on, and they will parachute. So I thought, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to chase him right to the ledge, and then when he gets to the ledge, another free crowbar for me. When he gets to the ledge, I'm just going to throw the crowbar at him, knock him out, and then I'll push him over, right? As I hit him, he deployed his parachute. So I knocked him out before he could jump off the building, but he deployed his parachute, so when I knocked him off the building, he was falling to his death, unconscious, but because his parachute had deployed, it counted as he had escaped. So I ended up losing the mission, and I had to restart. So I'm going to try to avoid that today. That was really irritating. That just because he was unconscious, he still was able to live through that. It was very irritating. Marcus Stuyvesant, is South African, and my partner and I have a maxim that we live by, which is this: never trust a white South African. Has not steered me wrong yet. Let's see, where are we going now? This is lethal, so I don't really... You'll notice I am not killing anybody before I throw them off. So all of the kills are accident kills. Doesn't have to be that way. There's really no good reason for me to do it this way. I'm just doing it because I think it's fun. Hey, are you ready to go down an elevator shaft? You're not? Oh, that's too bad. There is an elevator shaft that is calling your name. It's saying, Marcus, where are you? It's saying, Marcus, where's your security guard? Don't mind me. Just dragging a body. Nothing suspicious to see here. You get to go down this elevator shaft. Hooray! Alright, so now I can do whatever I want. Right? Because I have taken out both of the main targets, the only thing left for me to do is leave the mission. So I can't... Like, I can die, obviously. I can get shot. But the only way I can really lose at this point is to be killed. I don't have to worry about failing. So that's nice. So now it's just cleanup time. Just mopping up. She had had enough. She had gone through enough trauma for one day, I think. We can let her be. Experience the sweet release of death. Oh, where did you come from? Why are you here? Follow me. Yeah, I'm over here. The guy who shot you. There you go. Follow me. Where am I going to train him to? Oh, there's an elevator shaft up here that saw many brave guards. Yeah, I'm not afraid to shoot them. I'm just not going to kill them with the gun. No, I'm right here. There you go. These guards, man. Yep, right here still. Come on. Come on. Yeah, his recovery powers are pretty amazing. Come on over here. Okay, he's going to try to flank me now. Nope, he's coming back through here. Come on, buddy. Ouch. There you go. Yeah, go through that room. That'll definitely not get you killed. Bonk. I am the provider of bonks. Goodbye. Alright, now I'm going to go grab. There are a couple people, I believe, who I knocked out, yeah, many hours ago back here who need to find themselves some sweet hang time. And this is the path we're going to have to take. When I finally go down to the first floor, which I think I'll do in a second just so I have more bonking material, I was able to hijack this terminal and I made it spit out like 20 gold bricks, which I am going to take and use them to throw at people's heads. Really, again, like the whole value of this challenge is the pointless, frustrating way in which I'm approaching it. Right? This is very much in the spirit of the Worst Idea of All Time podcast, where basically you are just hurting yourself with media for hopefully the entertainment of others. We got a helicopter. And this really cool building that doesn't exist in real life, but that's very cool. I think they should build it. I have mentioned it, but I really like this level. I think this level is really beautiful. If it also does require me to do some really inconvenient dragging bodies around. We're gonna go down to the main floor in a second. If you, I highly recommend the Hitman games. I think they are really fun, and they are the entire collection of 1, 2, and 3 is usually on sale on Steam for pretty cheap. So if it's a game that looks interesting to you, it's pretty easy to get. There's all kinds of extra content. There's all kinds of like timed content. There's all kinds of suits and guns and things. So it really rewards creativity. It rewards replaying, learning maps and stuff. So yeah, I would very much recommend it if you're looking for a new single player game to get into. Goodbye. Oh boy, that's a long fall. Oh, he hit something. See, I am doing mostly mercy killings. These people are unconscious when they go over the side, mostly. And then they don't ever wake up, right? It's fine. It's not a big deal. Some of the people are awake when I bonk them, or when I push them over the side. Hey, no. I don't know where you think you're going, but it's Bonk City for you. And he can have this elevator shaft. It's the new Mario level, New Donk City, except it's Bonk. So I bought and played and enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey, and that's not the story. I did enjoy that game, and then what happened was I got a Switch and forgot what a Nintendo account I had set up, so I set up a new one, and now I don't have Mario Odyssey anymore. It's a good game though. If you haven't played Super Mario Odyssey, you should. Okay, now this guy, I've never been him. He's the last costume that I need to try on to be a chameleon. That's one of the accomplishments in this game, is when you've tried on every costume. So we'll just follow him for a moment. Where is he going? This guy, are you going to go right to an... Are you going to go upstairs again? Bro, why are you going upstairs, bro? I don't know why he's confused. I don't know what has triggered this behavior. Oh, you haven't seen me do an outfit change yet either. So you don't know what that looks like. It's pretty funny. But look at this beautiful one. There's a joint on this level that you can like use to frame somebody, I guess. But look at how beautiful this is. This is the penthouse suite. This is a... Oh, what? I can't be you? Well, I don't know where that guard's going, but you are coming with me. Maybe the guard will turn around and find me. He must be like collecting guns. If NPCs see guns on the map, they will go get a guard to retrieve them, and then they will get guards to pick up the guns and take them to a room where they keep all the guns. Yeah, anyway, so there's a cannabis joint on this level that you can use to frame somebody. But can you imagine getting to just like get really ripped up here in that sort of room? And oh man. Okay, goodbye. Whee! Well, no, there was a good reason for me to bonk him, which is I have to bonk everybody. Everybody will go over the side. That is how we're playing this game. Oh yeah, ah man, I got people in here. I got it. There's so many bodies. Let's see here. I'll become. What am I gonna become real quick? I'm gonna become penthouse staff. Poof. Now I'm not allowed to carry a gun. That is illegal for me to carry a gun. Now I'm going to become maintenance. Poof. And now I'm maintenance. Hello. I am not sus at all. But now I'm going to go back to being a guard because that's the most... No. The guard guard costumes are usually some of the most powerful in terms of like what levels you have access to and stuff, what parts of the map you have access to. Okay, time for the dragging. Here's the kitchen. This is the penthouse kitchen. Tell me you wouldn't smash on some hummus and some, I don't know, naan up in here. I know I have gushed about it a little bit, but I just really love the way this level is designed. Obviously, because we're in the UAE and this is oil money, it's all black and gold, which is interestingly enough. Oh, I was going to just show my nails to the camera, but I don't have my camera on. But black and gold is really beautiful, very striking color combination. Yeah, well, there's actually, I was Chef 47 earlier, because there is a chef disguise on this map that you can get, and I did. I bonked him and I became a chef. Goodbye. There's just really not a faster way to do this for the most part. I can dump him over the side and maybe that's faster. I have watched some travel shows and like YouTube travel stuff where they go to really expensive places, and places like this have butlers and stuff for you, and my partner and I were both talking about it, and we are either too poor or like too Protestant to be comfortable with the idea of having somebody do stuff that we could do ourselves. Like, I think it would be cool to have the kind of money where I could have somebody to like do meal prep and stuff for me. That would be good. But as far as like having somebody to dress you, like put your clothes out, it's so weird. It's like, well, I can do that, and it'd take me 45 seconds. I don't know why I need somebody to do it for me. Goodbye. But when you have money long enough, you stop thinking about people as people, and you no longer have those same sorts of issues that I have. Oh, this guy had a sword on him too. I'm not going to use this sword on anybody, but look how regal I look. There's another sword on this level. But obviously we don't need it. Yeah, I have too much peasant mentality. Alright, long walk, but now we're down to basically the main level. So this is helpful because we can just do that. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to push her. Come here. All right. Now, that should have inspired some guards to come check on me. If there are any left, they should be getting contacted by the NPCs who just saw me push a woman off of a bridge. Yep, I'm playing some Hitman, Sharif. This is one of my favorite games. Okay. All right, there are people with guns, and they know where I am. So time Time to bring it back to the Crowbar. Crowbar City. Those two guys are... They have totally checked out. Okay, we have more guys with guns than I have crowbars, which seems like it might be a problem, but have you considered that a hammer is much like a crowbar in many ways? Its bonking properties are very similar. And we managed to get 4 guards over here, so I don't have to worry about them snapping on me later. I think there's one over there, maybe? No, I don't know. There might not be. I have done a pretty thorough job so far of taking out guards, so there probably aren't actually that many left to interfere with my dark work. That guy has a switchblade on him. In the lore of the game, that guy is an arms dealer. Gold idol. Bonk. Oh, there's another one. Okay. All right. We're starting to get into dangerous territory here. But this maybe is the last guy. Bam. All right. Can I recover some of my blood for a second, please? I have lost a lot of blood, and I need to put it back in my body. My world got very desaturated for a minute, but now I'm fine. There is a guard over there, looks like. This is live right now. It is possible that I will turn this into a video on my channel that will be edited. And for that, I will need somebody who works cheap. Because I am not going to do it myself. But I am going to, have it across these 2 live streams at least. Who are you? You're not a guard, but I can be you. Punch. See, I didn't even have a gun. Or a crowbar that time. That was just a punch right to the face. This guy is back. He's chilling. Nope. I see comments and I mostly don't read them out loud, but I do pretty much read every comment. Let's see. Okay, nobody knows who I am, so I am going to go, or maybe they do. Oh, shoot. Well, the one guard left knows who I am, but he is not going to be a problem in a moment. Come on, come and get your hammer. Free hammers today only. I am dishing out free hammers. Bonk. And over the side you will go. Whee! Whee! Alright. Let's pick my hammer back up. There are people who know who I am, which is unfortunate. But none of these people have guns. So here's what I was talking about doing like 20 minutes ago. I am going to go and pick up my mini gold bars. Because there's a thing you can do where you trigger this machine to drop a bunch of gold bars. And these make excellent bonking tools. They are very effective. Now, I've never actually done this. I bonked the guy who had the credit card, so now I can make a withdrawal. See? Free. Oh, well, hey, since I'm here, we're going to go ahead and take care of this lady's. Hey, lady, what's your problem? Your problem that you are at the top of an elevator shaft instead of at the bottom of it? Good news. That is no longer a concern. I'm going to push you over this one, I think. Can I do it? Yes, down the middle of the building. We can't access this part of the level. Oh, boy, that's a long fall. There's a pool down there. Now, what's your plan? Bonk. If I wanted to be really, really unpleasant and like mean to myself, I could like drag all of these bodies outside and throw them off the side of the building, but I don't want to do that. Maybe if I do this and it gets like edited and posted and people complain, if people complain that I didn't throw everybody off the outside building, then maybe I'll come back and do this again. But for now, I'm fine with elevator shafts because, boy, this would take so much longer. I can unlock all of these safety deposit boxes that are yellow. And look, in this one, there's a gun. Yeah. What's one lock-picking crime when I have thrown 200 people off a building? Look, ho ho ho, now I have a submachine gun. Yeah, you better run. Don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you. I would never shoot you. I would do that. But I will not shoot you. Now, they're all trying to find guards. And at this point, there are not very many guards left on the map. If there are any at all, because I have slowly and methodically worked my way through every guard. So this is now what we call mop-up time, which unfortunately could take a very long time to do. Right, because, oh, hey, there is a guard. There's 2 guards, 3 guards. There are now less guards. Well, technically there are fewer guards. Down the stairs we go. Anyway, what I'm probably going to do for mopping up purposes is I'm probably going to just start shooting to try and scare NPCs, and hopefully I will be able to scare them towards... No, don't you wake these people up. Those people stay up. They need to be knocked out. Hopefully I will be able to panic them towards a railing, at which point I will be able to then throw them off the railing. It says combat, but oh, there is a guard left, and he has thrown. Can I get through the door before I die? Oh boy. Okay, well, that is getting a little closer than it needs to get. There's 2 guards. There's 3 guards. Oh boy, we got a whole party. That guy has a SMG. Fortunately, I'm safe here behind my desk. Ah, this first death of this stream. I have died a couple times doing this. It's disappointing, but I'm not trying to do this as a perfect run. Just, oh boy. Now That's an unfortunate amount of progress to lose. See, I don't even have my gold yet. I haven't even turned into that guy yet. Not to worry. This can all be sorted out. And maybe I will just wait up here for a minute to try and get some more people, and by people I mean guards, to come up here where it is very convenient for me to throw them off. Also, this kind of works out. I was feeling a little bit guilty that I threw those people inside the building. Elevator shafts are one thing, but they need to be, I think, outside the building for this to be legit. So, but yeah, so this guy, the assassin, he had a folding knife on him and lethal poison pills. That's not legal. That's certainly not legal in Dubai. Yeah, come over here and get some. Go find some guards. Bring some guards over here. Bonk. There are so many people left on this map. Like, I know it feels like I have been really taking people out, and I have, but there are a lot of people on this map. And they will not find the bodies because it tells me body hidden when I do this, right? I get the little notification that the body has been successfully hidden, so nobody will find it. Time to shoot a gun and see if we can... Actually, that one's silenced, so let's shoot that a couple times and see if we can get some guards over here. Now, I do not have my gold bars because I lost that progress. But I do now have a shovel, and a shovel is also an effective bonking tool. This guy is very scared, but now he's fine. Dude, you look unhappy. I have good news for you. I'm going to solve your unhappiness with a shovel. No, don't go there. I do love this game, man. So funny. Where is the nearest? I guess it's over here. Hey, you don't go anywhere. All right? I'm coming for you too. And also, that way I don't have to come back for my shovel. Forward thinking. That guy, the AI in this game is really funny because there is clearly somebody out here who's just like hucking people off a building and throwing shovels at people's heads and stuff. And that guy is just like, you know what? I'm going to go sit back down. It's probably over. That was probably the last of it. Was that last person that got thrown off a building. It was not. It was not the last time. This is going to continue to happen. Well, the problem they're starting to run into is having somebody to snitch on me to. Some of the guards are back, right? There are more guards left than I thought at the end of when I got killed, basically. Turns out there are actually, it's still hey, banana. Bang. There are still a decent number of people on this level with guns, but mostly we are hard at work. I am hard at work getting rid of the local population of people with guns to make I am trying to make Dubai safe again, right? There shouldn't be all these guns. So it's sometimes people without guns also get to be part of it. Yes, banana. But I think I'm going to pull the fire alarm. So I didn't want to do that before because there is a risk of panicking your target. But my targets are both dead, so it's fine. Yeah, when you hey, don't mind me. Yeah, you guys go down there. Definitely go that way where I have not even been yet officially. I'm gonna just follow this guy. Whatever you do, don't turn around. But good news, I know who you're looking for, and you're about to meet him. That's right. Why was the... Well, whatever. Oh! Gotta bounce. Grenade. Like Jimmy Neutron. Oh boy, where did you come from? Yes, this is in Dubai. This is the Dubai level. Wow, that would sting. It's taking a shovel to the face. Okay, we got a couple more contestants. Oh, we think crowbar time? Yeah. Would you like a crowbar? I'm giving out free crowbars. Well, I guess I am giving them out regardless. It's sort of it's a promotion that we're doing. So everybody gets a crowbar, even if you don't ask for one, because we're trying to generate buzz for crowbar sales. Yes, in my spare time, I am a contract killer for hire, but my day job is in sales for a crowbar manufacturing business. Oh, there's another guy. Well, that's gonna have to wait. All right. Where were we? Yep, it's fun to create your own story for the game. I mean, he does have the right amount of hair to potentially be in that world. Okay. Oh, that's right. I hit that lady in the face with the shovel and then forgot to throw her over the side of the... Don't worry, lady. I'm coming back for you. The slow dragging is so boring. But I do love how nobody is like... Man, that somebody I was talking to like 2 minutes ago just gone. I wonder where they are. Oh, there's somebody throwing bodies off the building. It seems like maybe if we all ganged up, we could take him out. Nobody's that brave out here. And once more. I was hoping to finish this today, and I am not confident that that's going to happen. I think this is going to end up taking 3 streams because of the sheer number of bodies that there are to get rid of. But, you know, it's all about small daily improvements, right? You know, it's just gradual progress. Where are you going? Nowhere? That's right. Punch. Oh, nice little slap. Agent 47 is getting an extremely good lower body workout, doing all of this basically backwards sled work. I do not know that game for mobile. I don't play a ton of games on mobile. I play... That's right. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's right. Run. I play Bloons and I play Hearthstone on mobile. Those are the two games I really play on mobile. And I have Civ 6 on my iPhone also, which is a great game. All right. Let's get the shovel back. I was having fun with the shovel. Would you like to taste my shovel? I think you would. Boy. Every time. How about you? Well, that was just a distraction shovel. And I will follow that up with a can of Dr. Pop. Bonk. I can't believe there are still elite guards on this map that I hadn't already dealt with. I think a lot of people watch me as sort of background noise, Sharif. So they're not necessarily watching the stream the whole time. They're more hearing me talk while they do other things. So, not necessarily by the keyboard the whole time. Would you like a shovel? Is that what you're asking for? You want a shovel? Are you dogs only, or do you have multiple kinds of animals? We are currently without pets, but we've discussed really what we want a cat, but my partner is allergic, so that is a difficulty. Now, it says engaging, but you don't have a gun, and you don't have a gun. Who is engaging me? Come on. I would be really cool with having a snake, or... Oh, there's the guy. I like how he's still just arresting me. Come on over here. Because that way I don't have to throw you as far. Come on over here. Nope. Alright, well, this is as far as he's gonna come. Gold idol! Bing. And over we go. What are your alternatives to New York? I hear good things about Colorado. And assuming I am able to find some gainful employment, which I am looking for, we will be leaving my current location and moving to Colorado in the next few months. Again, assuming things go well. That's a great place to be. I highly recommend California. Very much co-sign and endorse. To me, California gives you all of the good things that you have in New York, except like Broadway. Obviously, the theater in California is not quite as good as the theater in New York. But other than that, basically everything you could want is available in LA, and it is not nearly as miserable in the winter. So I would say it's worth it. but it's obviously a really big, long distance move. And that would be, you'd be really leaving a lot of people behind, probably. Good night. Boy, that's brutal to watch. I am sorry that you had to give up your cat, Sharif. We have had a couple cats in my life that lived with my grandma, and I liked them very much. They've both passed on since then, but they can be a very big part of your life. I think you have seen some of the streams where I was complaining about it, but we had like a week here where our heater couldn't keep up with the cold because it was 20 below zero wind chill. Okay, there's at least one guard left. Yeah, and family stuff is always sort of complicated. You know, I get along well with my family mostly, and I love my family very much, but I also don't necessarily want to live in the same town as them for many reasons, but one of which is I have already lived in that town, and it wasn't very interesting. But it is still tough to leave family. I feel guilty all the time. My sister still lives. Hey, listen, you guys are both due raises, I think. There's a raise for you and a raise for you. Congratulations. Don't spend it all in one place. My sister still lives in... So... I grew up in Indiana. My parents went to college in Arkansas, and then my sister and I both went to the same college that our parents went to. And while I was in college, my parents moved to Arkansas. And then my sister, after she graduated, stayed in Arkansas. So she still is in the same town as my parents are. She is the good child, and I am the bad child. For many reasons, I am the bad child. Mish Mish. I don't know where the emphasis would be, but hopefully that's close. Okay, do we have another guard? I don't feel like I'm being engaged by anybody currently. I'm sure there are still a few guards on this map, but I have mostly gotten rid of them. Now, I can push people over this ledge, but that just doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of what I'm trying to do here. You know what? Let's actually... There's another outside area that we can have some convenient fun with. Yeah. I am, I think, mostly just the black sheep. Oh, there's another guy with a gun. Not a problem anymore. Okay. Is this a... Yes, that's an exterior. Can I... Oh, goddamn. Don't... Not me. Yes. I can and have done these missions. Silent Assassin suit only. This is a specific challenge that I'm doing just because I think it would be fun, which is throw everybody off of this building. They are just watching, They're just like, it's fine. Time for me to start dealing out some... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Okay, there's 2 guards left still. Or at least 2 guards left. So I need to make sure I don't get killed. 1. That guy... I just threw one at the guy that I already knocked out. There you go. Alright. That guy got extra brain damage. Yes, definitely visit. Because even if you decide you don't want to move to... Who is shooting at me? That is so rude. Can you not tell that I am busy? Knock it off. Do we have... I'm trying to see if there's more guns coming. Yeah, even if you decide not to move to Los Angeles or whatever, it is so worth taking a trip to the West Coast to experience it. And obviously, you know, as far as I'm concerned, move. You know, just move to LA. It's beautiful. The people are beautiful. It's very chill. Bonk. Sorry, everybody. Nothing personal. Just... Oh. Some people I swipe, and some people I just punch. Oh, there's another guard. And good news. You also get a raise. I am just handing out raises right and left. Some people might say I'm too generous. So, some of these NPCs aren't real NPCs. So, like, I can't actually drag their bodies because they're not real. They are, like, a placeholder to make the game look bigger, right? To make the crowds look bigger and stuff. They have a bunch of AI characters that aren't really there. So, they can't be... they can be killed, but they can't be, like, disposed of. Or I will just have to go back there and try again and see. But I'm once again... Guys, he heard about the raises. All these people know that if you want a raise, there's one guy to talk to, and it's me. So they're coming to find me and ask for their raise. And it is kind of rude to just ask, but, you know. So, if you see my mini-map on the left, right, what you will see is that there are a lot of bodies on the map, but there's only a few little dots down there moving around. Those dots are the real NPCs, right? Those are the people that, like, have real pathing and stuff. This guy, fake NPC. There's another gun coming. There he is. Another raise. Fine. Another raise. You guys and your raises. So selfish. Let's take you this way. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to push everybody off the map. That's just the way the coding works. So, we'll have to see. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to resolve this, because I may just end up having to shoot all of these people, or I could just call it after I've thrown all the real NPCs off the map, you know, and it's not really a kill everybody, it's a kill all the real NPCs challenge. I did not anticipate this being a problem when I started going through this, so we'll have to see. But it's time to just start dishing out some KOs. And a lot of people have done. Can I, see there, can't even push them over the side. People have made videos about this and like the way NPCs work in Hitman. And basically, if there aren't any real NPCs around to see you commit a crime, the other NPCs that aren't real won't freak out. So, like, if there's not a real NPC, so here's a real NPC, bonk. Now, the other NPCs that aren't real would not notice me knocking other people off, because they're not coded to react to that. There's a real NPC. Bonk. And over the side we go with him. Goodbye. I do wonder if this happened, how long would it take for the bodies to start piling up outside before somebody was like, hey, I think something is going on. I do like some other games, but mostly what I play is Hitman, honestly. This is the game that I have put by far the most time into. Other than like cumulatively Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, because I played Tony Hawk when I was a kid. Nope, come back here. You too. Okay, going to this part of the roof again. It can be, to go back to talking about moving, can be kind of bittersweet to be like, man, there's really not a good reason for me to be here anymore. It's tough, especially when when you have had like friends that are no longer around. It's like, man, yeah, I like being here, but there's not a real like solid reason for me to be here anymore. Because the relationships that kept me here aren't here anymore. That's a sad feeling. Yeah, I know you mentioned a few weeks ago that there was a conflict that may not have been resolvable, and it sounded like it was not resolved in a way that was moving forward. I play some FIFA and some Football Manager, but I tend to play those in like short bursts where I play a ton for a little bit and then I don't play it for months. But I'll play like 8 hours a day. Okay, all of those are NPCs that I cannot throw off the building. Whack. Whack. It is more fun to do this having people to talk to while I do it, I will say. I did a sort of like a practice run where I did about, I don't know, a third of the map, just on my own, just playing on the Steam Deck. And it was interesting, it seems like an interesting thing to do, but it was not very exciting to just be by myself dragging these people all across the map. But I will be proud of my accomplishment when I'm done. Yeah, certainly I understand that. no need to blow up the free flight hookup if you don't have to, even if the relationship is not necessarily going to progress. But now you don't have access to the cologne collection. I guarantee he has what I'm wearing today, which is Hermes Terre d'Hermes. For sure he has that one. Good night. And, you know, there's no reason to waste time, right? Like, I am not somebody who thinks that all, like, dating for fun is bad. I was raised to believe that, for sure. My parents and the whole community around me was very much date for marriage, right? You're not dating for fun. You are dating so that you can find a person to marry. And I don't think that's always healthy or productive, but I do think at a certain point you have to decide that it's not time to waste time anymore, right? We're grown. We got to start making decisions. Are we gonna move in together? Are we gonna live together? In 5 years, do we want to still be together? You know, you got to make those decisions at a certain point. And if the other person is not on board, then you need to make a decision on that. Right? Am I willing to change my plans, or do I need to change my relationships? And it's hard. It's hard to do that because you can get comfortable. And it's hard to find people to get comfortable with, right? Especially if you are somebody who has, neurodivergence or strongly held beliefs about things. It can be difficult to find people that you get along with, but not everybody you get along with is somebody that you want to stay with full time. And it's okay. All right, all of those are fake NPCs. Free raise. Today only. Yep. So you are old enough to prioritize your time. You know, if you want to be part of my life, that's great. I am happy to have people be part of my life. But I am too old to not prioritize myself. You know? And it is a strength to be able to get to that point where you say, I have too much respect for my time to let somebody else waste it. You know? Bonk. Oof. Ouch. Sharif, I enjoy that. I have not seen that video, but I have watched a bunch of Hitman creators. Chiru and Big Mooney and Atrioc. And then there's I think Ludwig, Spectacore, Aiden. There's a bunch of guys who do Hitman streams or videos. Bonk. There's still one costume that I've never put on in this game, and I need to find the guy who has it. I think it's the Shake, and I don't know where he is at the moment. Slow dragging of bodies. That's all we're doing, is dragging bodies. But those guys hang out, stay here, don't go away, don't run. Bing. Oh, look. I forgot to pick up those gold bars earlier. That's very sloppy of me just leaving gold bars lying around. Okay. You guys all are real NPCs. Is the elevator shaft in this room, or is it back here? Where is the elevator? There's an elevator somewhere around here. Alright. Well, we have incapacitated some people. I don't think I can throw people out of these windows. Yep. Sometimes it just happens that whatever was working isn't now. You know, especially when you are in a longer term relationship where people have the opportunity to grow and change. Sometimes you find out that what you wanted 2 or 3 years ago is not what you want now. And that's a bummer for everybody. But, you know, you have to make, sometimes you got to make tough decisions that make people unhappy. And it sucks because you don't want to make people unhappy, but you also don't want to make you unhappy, right? I know that being a woman in America is all about subverting your happiness to protect the man, but maybe we can work on moving past that. No. We're going over here. He's just like, bro, hey, I see you doing it. Yeah, I know you see me. Go do something about it. Hey, helicopter. I'm sure that they would be able to see me throwing bodies off the building, right? Hey, gold brick for you. Nah, never mind. I like how that guy is just cowering in there, even though there's nothing for him to be. Oh, there's an elevator shaft. Well, thank goodness. That's gonna be a time saver. Goodbye. It's been a while since we have spent any time at the elevator shaft. I bought Tony Hawk the 1 and 2 remastered on Switch, and I highly recommend it if you enjoy Tony Hawk. And if you have a Switch. Although they have the remastered version on PC too, so. Are you going to try to wake somebody up? Bonk. Where are you going? You forgot your gold brick. I'm handing out free gold bricks to everyone today. You know, some people say that my distribution methods are not the smoothest, but it's all about speed. You want to get gold in the hands of people as quickly as possible. So sometimes it's not going to be elegant. Well, there is a lot of cultures and a lot of people believe that saying certain things can bring them into the world, right? So if you say that, if you talk about death or something, that means you're going to be able to bring it into the world, and then somebody's going to die. I don't believe that, but I understand why people do. It's very much tied to superstition and like magic. The idea that there are words or phrases that have like inherent power. Sort of like the name of God, right? The idea that the name of God has special power for the people who know it. So it's not at all abnormal for people to think that there is power in words, but I don't think that there is. Oh yeah, I am. So we currently have 2 Switches and a Steam Deck, and we're trying to sell one of our Switches because we don't need to. But I would be interested in the new Switch. Good night. This lady is the artist. She designed the art display on this level. So you can see how artistic she looks. We're just gonna chase her, hopefully towards an elevator shaft. Run! There we go. I really like Big Mooney as a Hitman YouTuber, and he's Scottish. So hearing him yell at NPCs in his thick Scottish accent is really fun. He calls all the women hen. All right. So this is definitely going to take a third stream to finish, because I'm going to get off here in a few minutes. We'll be back at it tomorrow for sure. I'm trying to wrap this up. And then I will see, maybe I'll look on Fiverr or something to see who's willing to do like video editing for cheap, because I think it could be fun to have a full 1 video collection of me throwing everybody off a building. But I currently have no income, so I can't really justify paying much to get that done. And since I don't even monetize my channel, I can't justify doing it as an income generator because I don't monetize my content. I have enough subscribers and everything to do it. I just don't. But I mean, we have been doing this non-stop for an hour plus, right? Like, there are just a lot of NPCs on these maps. So, it's just going to take a while. Now, I can dump him in the pool and he'll disappear. But I don't think that counts. I think, hey buddy, stay there. And you too. Don't go anywhere. Maybe that's why the other dude didn't do it. I do not know what that is in reference to. Do you mean why Big Mooney didn't do this version of the challenge? Or why one of the NPCs didn't collect his gold bar? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you even ever saw the comment. Can I push you? Yes. Goodbye. No bonking. This would be much, much worse. Oh. I don't think I can get her off of that. Oh, you know what? I bet I can. All right. I think this will be the last task before I wrap it up for the day. Of course, we will deal with you. I'm going to go shoot her body off of that ledge so that she's not hanging out there. And I am looking for employment. So it is very possible that this dynamic will be changing when I stream or if I stream. There's no guarantees or anything, but I do need to be able to provide some income. So let's see where that's down. There it is. Gotta open this window. There it is. Okay, time to solve this problem with my Uzi. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right, that's better. Just had to take care of that. Fire extinguisher, you say? Won't mind if I do. All right. All of these people are probably going to go out the same window that I just went out. But I don't see any more security guards. I see no more people with guns. So I think we're pretty much good. All right. Goodbye. Wee. Helicopter. Okay. That'll do it. I'm going to wrap it up here for the day. And then tomorrow, we will finish this run. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you had fun. And have a good evening.